This game is queer, meaning that it pushes back against the heterosexist framework that underlies so many of our culture's stories. When you play, you contend with all the chaotic possibility and uncertainty of desire. You had me at queer. This is one of the first sentences in the Monsterhearts 2 manual. This is one of my favorite tabletop RPGs that I've ever played. I'm not going to go into as much detail about the mechanics in this video. If people are interested in an Abby video more about Monsterhearts 2, let me know. Though it does occur to me it's late enough in September that when I talk about maybe making future videos, that's either for next year of VEDS or me implying I'm going to keep making videos in October, which I might, but that's not what today's video is about. Today we're talking about Monsterhearts 2, mostly. It's all connected in my brain. Try to stick with me. But as per usual, I'm getting ahead of myself. Monsterhearts 2, like I mentioned, is a tabletop role-playing game. In the manual for it, it mentions many times how this is a conversation that the players are having amongst each other while they're creating a story together. All the mechanics in this game were specifically made to strengthen the storytelling. It's really a collaborative storytelling first sort of game, which is probably why I like it so much. To get more specific about what the game is about, here is another paragraph directly from the manual. Monsterhearts 2 is about the messy lives of teenagers who are secretly monsters. It explores the terror and confusion of having a body that is changing without your permission. The monstrosity of these characters is literal. They are vampires, werewolves, witches, and more. But their monstrosity is also allegorical, standing in for experiences of alienation, shame, queerness, and self-destruction. So yes, this is the game I kept referring to when I was talking about horror or gothic literature, when I was referencing using these sort of creative outlets to explore themes that are real in society using fantasy or supernatural things. That's exactly what this game does, and I find it incredibly cathartic. When you play Monsterhearts, you choose a skin, and that is the kind of monster you're going to play. And depending on what type of monster you are, it's what kind of character you are. Like, vampires are good at things that a werewolf's not going to be good at. But like the Monsterhearts book says, it's not just the monstrosity of literal monsters, it's also the monstrosity of these sort of uncomfortable changes within yourself that you can't control. For instance, in the manual, it points out that playing a vampire, yes, you do play a vampire, so you drink blood, and also it plays on themes of manipulation and ideas on consent. And since these heavier themes are being dealt with, I would also like to mention that this game comes with a really good safety toolkit to make sure everyone is staying safe and comfortable so this game remains fun. And it really is fun. There is something so satisfying and exciting about being in control of these sort of harder topics that you again get to talk about through a supernatural lens. What's also extra exciting is that you can make your own skins for this game. Me and several of my friends have made our own homemade or homebrewed skins. For instance, the game we're playing right now, I'm playing a skin that I made myself. It's a prophet character who's receiving visions and trying to unravel this message, but also it's an allegory for hyperfixation and obsession on a certain topic. And yes, it's very much based on personal experiences. And it's really cool to have this new creative tool to work that out through. And this new storytelling tool I have, making Monsterhearts skins, got me thinking about inspiration. Well, partly. What got me thinking about inspiration is Alicia asking us about inspiration. But when I was thinking about the Monsterhearts video I wanted to make, the two thoughts sort of connected. Because I found that I get inspiration from the format of things. I am equally inspired by subject as I am by how the subject is given to us. What originally inspired to make my own skins for Monsterhearts was the fact that you could make your skin. The idea that this is a way you can tell stories inspired me to do something with it. In my Silent Moments video, I was inspired by how the sun reflected off of the rearview mirror, yes, but I was also inspired by how I was going to capture it on film, how I held up my phone camera, how I angled it, how it would be silent later on, and how that would be received. I feel like I'm getting redundant at this point. Obviously, I'm obsessed with storytelling, specifically the telling, how we share things. And few things get me as inspired as seeing a new way to communicate. I mentioned in my video yesterday that I really like being understood. I feel like this is a very neurodivergent sort of experience wanting to be able to share your thoughts in a world that often doesn't understand you, desperately trying to find a way to get people to get it. And so when I see the ways people are able to do that, when they use art or stories or how they're sharing themselves in a unique way that gets the point across, that inspires me. I get so excited. I'm like, wow, you found such a cool way to show me what's going on in your brain. And now that's a tool that I can use. I can try to share in that way too. Hopefully editing Abby can make sense of all this footage and put together something coherent for y'all. I guess too long didn't read. I really like Monsterhearts 2 because it's a cool creative outlet for really specific serious topics, and also specific ways of telling stories inspires me more than I think anything else. Even for a shortened version that was long. I need to go eat something. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.